welcome to the next video of the Fix and Flip series. This will be the final episode of Season 1 for the Honda Civic Flip. If you're listening to this audio for this video will also be on the Ratchet David podcast, available on Apple and Spotify.
What's up, guys? Ratchet David here.
So for the final episode of the Fix and Flip series, if you're watching this video right now, the Honda Civic has already been sold. The amount of time that I had the Honda Civic was 6 days, and I was to sell and flip it. I did make some money on the Civic as well. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, I'll link them down in the description below, and the playlist right here, somewhere right up above the video, right there. But there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about when listing a vehicle, and then also when taking pictures of a vehicle and then selling a vehicle is all very important in the process, the presentation of selling the vehicle. So I actually have my phone right here, and I'm going to read off some of the messages that I got, because there was a lot of people that actually reached out and they were saying, wow, that's such a clean car. It looks like it's very well taken care of. Dude, I've only owned this car 6 days. Like, I really don't know the service history on the car or anything like that, but you have to kind of be confident in the vehicle, but you also don't want to tell a lie. You kind of want to be truthful, and you're kind of a small car salesman for the week when you're trying to sell that vehicle. So you're answering questions. It's always good to talk to the previous owner and see, service history and everything like that. Like, he was able to tell me, like, his dad was a mechanic, and he took care of the car, and, like, the timing belt was done at some point. But the Honda Civic that I bought, it was $500. If you're just catching up with the series now, I talked to my neighbor. He bought a new vehicle and was selling his old Honda Civic. That was his daily driver. So I knew it was driven every day, but I just didn't know exactly like the history of it or anything like that. So I was like kind of hesitant at first, but when he said, I just want to get rid of it, and he threw out $500, I was like, done. I'll go ahead and buy it for $500. I drove it. It had like a slight hesitation or misfire with a check engine light on. The car was filthy inside and out. And I mean, he's a dad, and he had a son in the back, so like it's understandable, but he was just, it's a good place to be when you're the buyer and the seller is just fed up with the car, and it's a great bargaining chip. But the $500 was, I already saw the dollar signs in my head, so it was kind of like I didn't really negotiate with him. He's a friend of mine. He's a neighbor, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do that to him and be rude. But I did have somebody come down from North Carolina and purchase the vehicle on Friday afternoon. If you're watching this, it is Sunday. So, but a couple of the messages that I got, a lot of it, so I posted it exclusively on Facebook Marketplace, and the only reason I did that is because I really haven't had any success on other apps like OfferUp or Craigslist, and I don't list cars on eBay just because I don't want to deal with shipping cars and everything like that. And typically eBay, you're capturing a worldwide audience with eBay, so I always just ship small items or car parts on eBay. It's just easier that way. But so I'll have a picture of kind of the listing with some of the pictures that I took of the car. But a lot of people ask about issues of the car and if the sunroof works. And one guy asked if it was hubcaps or wheels, which they were just hubcaps. One guy said, from the looks of it, it seems to be a very nice car in really good shape. So it immediately, with me clearing the headlights and washing and detailing the car and like wiping down the engine bay, immediately I was grabbing audience attention because of just cleaning the vehicle. So I felt pretty good about that. And I kind of stand by my word that cleaning things and detailing things could be the difference between somebody you list it for $2,400 and somebody offers you $1,500. You know, that's the difference. But you also have to remember that there are lowballers out there, and they will just lowball the crap out of you. So I did get offers for like $1,500. So I originally began listing it at $2,500. I was somewhat confident that the car might sell at the $2,500 mark, and I began getting messages around negotiating from $2,000 to $2,400, and some people were saying they wanted to come look at it, and some people didn't follow through with that, and they weren't able to show up for it. So with that, I lowered the price. I think I started at $2,600. I lowered it to $2,500. The third day I had it, I lowered it to $2,400. I had a gentleman reach out to me from North Carolina, and he was like, I don't have a car. I'm trying to get a ride down there. And in my mind, at first, I was thinking that might be like, it sounds a little bit, I'm a little bit hesitant with that one. But he sent me his number. We actually talked on the phone. He's a really nice guy. He said, I've had one of these cars before. It looks like it's well taken care of. I'm going to come down and look at it. We agreed on the price of $2,000. Originally, we were at $2,200. And I think he was on day 5 of having the car, and I wanted it sold within a week, that he said, I will come down, pay $2,000 for the car, and take it off your hands. And the only reason I really agreed to that is because I didn't want to hold on to the car much longer, and I had received a lot of offers in and around the $2,000 range. So I was starting to take a look at what the market, what people were willing to pay for that car with that miles in decent condition. And $2,000 seemed to be right in and around what was kind of the fair market value, or fair internet value that I could get for that vehicle. So I really felt like that was the way to go for that. So he did come down on Friday evening. I got off work. I came home and we met. He didn't even test drive the car. There was like no check engine light anymore, and the car looked really good. And he's like, I trust you, and that was that. So he paid me $2,000. And so with that, the total profit that, given that that I paid $500 for the car and someone paid me $2,000 for it, I kept right here on my phone just a screenshot of how much I had to pay for parts. And that's for spark plugs, a headlight cleaning kit, and a headlight bulb to replace because there was one out. And some people might overlook the headlight bulb thing, but it makes a huge difference in if somebody's checking all the lights. Some people are very meticulous. You never know who's going to come by your vehicle. So you want to make sure that simple things like a headlight bulb that might cost $15 and sound ridiculous, and you might not want to spend that money, that might be the money that you need to spend to really sell the car. So in my opinion, sometimes a flip can just be detailing inside and out and making sure all the lights are operating properly on the vehicle, and you might be able to mark it up for $500 to $1,000, and you might find the right buyer. And you might not. You might have to negotiate a little bit and get a price a little bit lower than what you wanted. But ultimately, I came out with about $1,453 profit off of this flip. I had the car less than 6 days, in a total about 6 days, and I really think that's not a bad time frame for a flip. So that's going to conclude it for the first season of the Fix and Flip series. I really enjoyed doing this project, having something in the garage to work on. Ever since I sold my 370, I was really looking for my next project. I want to do this more consistently. I do have a little one on the way due in a couple weeks, so there might not be a season 2 for another month, but I do plan on doing that. A series that is coming up very shortly is going to be the Silverado, and I'll put a couple pictures right here of it. I will be doing a fixer-upper kind of series on that. It'll just be episodes. It's just gonna be me restoring it. The truck hasn't been washed in maybe 5 to 10 years, and it hasn't run in a few years. So we're gonna clean it up, get it running, and hopefully maybe get some nice wheels and tires on it. And I really just wanna go to car shows and like Caffeine and Octane and enjoy and going to shows with like a restored old body style truck. So I'm looking forward to doing that series as well. If you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button for me. We've passed 300 subscribers. We're shooting up on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I believe we can get there before the end of 2021. Go ahead and hit a like on this video if you enjoyed watching the Fix and Flip series, and leave a comment down below what you think I should do next for the Fix and Flip series. If you enjoyed the budget style series and all the content involving fixing the car, I would love to know your thoughts on that. As always, we got more content coming. Stay tuned for it, and thank you for watching.